All right, good morning, everyone. All right, good morning, everyone. Sorry for the echo there. Excuse me. All right, so hopefully everyone had a good long weekend. One second, guys. Okay, sorry, I was hearing an echo and trying to figure out where it's coming from. Oh, yeah, got it. All right, so firstly, like I said, hopefully everyone had a good weekend. I know I definitely did. Um, so, good morning, Gene. Let's go ahead and get started and look at what we were doing uh, on Friday. So let's go over that. All right, first of all, looking at stocks that are moving on Friday, it was a mixed bag. So I'll just go over some of the stocks that were interesting. I don't think this was a very heavy day as far as good trades, but or good action, but there were some things that were okay. All right, so let's start off with Lyft. Um, pretty. One second there. That's a little better. This is the opening of Friday. So as you can see, pretty sharp move up, down, and then back up, down, and then later in the day you had a run. So it's possible to exploit some of that at the beginning of the day. I would say after the big pullback, this recovery bounce was fairly easy to exploit. The only way to catch this earlier move is if you were watching it pre-market, which I definitely was not. So I would say overall, not too not too bad. But we only had three stocks on Friday that I was watching at the pre-market before the open. One was SPRC, and this one did not do much. It opened and basically sold off. Now, I always will point out that although in theory you can short sell a stock like this, in practice it's hard. So I wouldn't recommend trying to short sell these, even if you can, because usually stocks under a certain price when you short sell them, there are too many risks as far as volatility. You might get stuck in a trade, so it's better just to kind of let those go unless they're strongly moving up. So this one just sold off. It was a pump and dump. I already mentioned that that may be the case. In fact, we know that a large percentage of the time that will be the case. Okay, DraftKings, we had a pretty nice run here. This one was scanned pre-market on Friday, and we can clearly see that the stock basically advanced after the open. Right, so second here, there you have it. So it starts right here, moves up quickly, sells off, goes flat, and then that's it, right? But the opening, I'm not sure why I've got this highlighting there. The opening was fairly smooth, so this was easy to exploit, relatively speaking. So not too bad there. Um, and then we had ARQQ, which was also identified pre-market. Now, for ARQQ, it didn't really do much. At first, it looked like it was trying to recover some of the lost ground. We knew it wasn't going to get all the way back up to here or even close, but it looked like it could recover some portion of that. But it didn't. It just basically went flat for the first two bars and then sold off. It's kind of hard to see, but basically, not much there, in my opinion. So this was something I just ignored after a short amount of time. I did go down, but again, at this price range, I wouldn't want to short sell. Had a small run up too, but only back to part of where it was before, so not much opportunity on that one. So the better movers were DraftKings, as I already mentioned. Lyft was okay, One that was really good that I did not emphasize in the room, but I did notice, and then some of the members in the coaching room, you guys actually jumped on top of this, which was ISEE. Now, when I saw it, it already had reached a target that one of the main targets that would be set for the day, which was basically only 40 minutes after the opening bell. So around here, like between these two bars, or between these two bars, or actually no, these two was where it hit that original target. So it did it within the first 40 minutes and just kind of did it really fast. So by the time I first noticed it, it was already well on the way. It was probably only, um, it was more than halfway to that bigger target. So I wasn't really looking for more. It did pull back, but then later on the day, it did have a secondary run, which took it up very far. And then finally it sold off sharply. Now, this is a shortable situation given that the price of the stock is fairly high. So, in this particular situation, with that sharp jump and then sharp pullback, you could expect the stock would sell off, which it did. So, that was actually a very, very good mover. Some of you did catch that at the open, so good job on that. BBBY, Bed Bath and Beyond, started the day looking like it wanted to go somewhere, but it just didn't. Bed Bath and Beyond has been progressively less interesting recently. It's not moving as much, but it did have a sharp move up at the open, but wasn't a large enough move that I really thought it was worth paying attention to. Went from 179 up to 201, which is okay, but happened very quickly and it sold off. So not really the best scenario to trade. And after that, it's just basically a live chop. So not much there. Mondelez had another good day. This is a stock that's been on our list quite a few times. Sorry, MDLZ is the symbol. So Mondelez once again did very well. This one has done pretty well recently for us. So the opening move was pretty short lived. It just got slammed right away, and then after that recovered, and then got onto a steadier trend. So this was definitely exploitable. Trended almost to the end of the day. So hopefully a lot of you were able to jump on that. That move took it from, let's just say, from here about 60, let's just say $66, almost up to 67. So pretty nice move and pretty steady. So not a lot of major pullbacks, just basically staying on trend. A few pullbacks to the VWAP, but continuing after that. So nice move trend, definitely exploitable. Um, Also, at the end of the day, Meta did move, but during the beginning of the day, it didn't. It got into a trend towards the end of the day. So here's the start. Did start off with looking like it wanted to go somewhere. It didn't at first, and then later in the day, it got into a fairly decent trend up. I mean, I wouldn't say it was fantastic, but it was decent. Moving about $2 a share higher. Not something that I was particularly looking at, but some of you apparently got that. And then there was Gilead. Now, this one was actually the one of the major stocks I was really looking at closely during Friday and point out to you guys. And that one just did go in a straight line. So we did find that fairly early. So hopefully a number of you got part of that move to the upside target. It went to target the first target, actually, didn't go to the second. Hit the first target, no problem. The second target, it took a long time and never got there. It just went sideways for a bit and then gradually went back up. But it never hit target number two. It just got up to about 85.25. It still was a decent move in the later part of the day. So hopefully you caught that as well. All right, so that about covers everything on Friday. So we did have some really good stocks, and these were ones that we did identify early enough. So we did have some great opportunities, but the overall market, I would say, was not so congenial on Friday. Now, pre-market, let's see what we've got. Um, let's go through the stocks that I see that are currently up on my pre-market scan, but not necessarily qualified. for volume yet. So EOSE is active but not moving with enough volume, so I won't look at that. Okay. This stock I've never heard of, ARBE. This is up 58%, trading 7.3 million shares. And let's see, it looks like it. No, they had some news on February the 8th, but nothing since then. Um, I don't really see what's going on here. I don't see a clear headline. So as a result, I'll just assume that it's moving for some other reasons. Whatever the case may be, this one is definitely on the radar for this morning, given the activity. But since I don't see an actual reason specifically why it's up yet, I would definitely say that we should expect that this might be a pump and dump, but we'll see. Okay, pump and dump meaning that it goes up and then sells off once the opening bell hits. Um, Mara is moving, but we already have Mara on our general list, so if it does anything, we'll look at it. But for right now, it doesn't look like it's active enough. Bed Bath and Beyond is moving, but again, not moving enough. Let's see. CMMB. Let's look at that. Okay, currently 5.7 million shares, up 36%. News is announces FDA clearance of investigational new drug. Clearance of investigational new drug application for phase 2 clinical trial of CM 101. Good morning, Rick. In patients with systematic sclerosis. Sclerosis. Okay, clinical stage biotechnology company focused on the discovery and development of innovative therapeutics. Okay. This might be enough to keep the stock price up. I don't know if it's going to keep it moving, but it should be enough to keep it up. So I don't think that that's likely to be a pump and dump. That's more likely to be sustained in its price. But obviously, we'll wait and see. But the news to me looks a little more solid in that case than some of the other ones we looked at. All right. Um, Looks like that's it. I see Actinium. Actinium. I don't know if this is a Nasdaq stock. Let me just find out. I think this is an NYSE stock, so let's find out. Yep, NYSE. Okay, so yeah, we can't do that one. All right, so that's it for now. As far as the pre-market movers, let's take a look at. Unless I see anything else in the next few minutes, but I don't. This might be a pretty quick broadcast here, but we'll see. This is an update the week. So today we've got, let's see, and a lot of news came out today all across the globe. All right, so I have Flash Services PMI, which let me see. Yeah, that's not yet. Okay, so Flash Services PMI, Flash Manufacturing PMI, existing home sales, and looks like, let's see, is that it? Yeah, looks like that's it. So not a lot of economic data, but Flash Services PMI is important. So we'll get some reaction off the market when that hits, which will be basically 15 minutes after the open. I believe this is still on Eastern time, but yeah, I think my settings are on Eastern. Yeah, okay. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, up here it says 8:47, so I'm on Eastern time. So we should see some significant activity about 15 minutes into the open. So just be aware of that. I'll be aware of that. So If we're looking at normal stocks like an Apple or Microsoft, that just means that when the market opens, they're more likely to get impacted by any of that news. Stocks that are that showed up in the pre-market scan probably won't be as affected. They usually won't be. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at any normal stock at the open. After that 15 minutes is first 15 minutes of the open, when that news comes out, expect the market to move. Okay, so we don't know which way it's going to move. There's no way of knowing. And then you'll have 15 minutes after that existing home sales, which could have a significant impact or could not. We don't know right now, but flash services PMI will definitely have a strong impact. So just expect the market to suddenly move in unpredictable ways and just be out of any trades at that moment, unless it's something that is not as dependent on what's going on with the rest of the market. Okay. All right. So that looks like that's it for now. I figure it'll be a pretty short pre-market session today. So unless you guys see any other stocks that are moving on very high volume, that are Nasdaq stocks, moving on high volume, that are over $1 per share, and clearly moving, high volatility. If we see anything else that fits that criteria, let me know. I do see some stocks that hit earnings. Let me just see. But actually, let me take a look at BCRX. Let me just see what it looks like. Um, yeah, it's not really trading any volume. Um, Mondelez, although it's had many good days, it doesn't do much in the pre-market, so you never get any idea what it's going to do until the market opens. So yeah, as far as I can tell, that's about it. All right, folks. So I'll wrap up for now. But if you guys see anything else that looks like it might be an opportunity, we'll check it out during the coaching session, which I'll join in about 10 minutes. For those of you who may be watching this broadcast for the first time, or maybe you've come back and you haven't checked this out yet, be sure to check out fundertrading.com, our website, and learn more about how we fund traders. And then we'll go from there. All right, folks. See you guys in the coaching room shortly. Take care.